Come on, let's go.
The sheds, garages and barns of Britain are brimful of old and unwanted stuff.
Blimey.
It may look like garbage, but it could be worth a pretty penny. Petrolhead Henry Cole and his expert restorers Alan Milliard and Guy Willison, affectionately known as Skid, love meddling with motors and returning all manner of things to their former glory.
It's a revelation.
While upcycling whiz Simon O'Brien
Must be mad.
and his repurposing duo Gemma Longworth and Phil Carroll transform unloved bits and bobs into fantastic one-off items.
Oh, I love it.
This is what we do.
They may have different tastes,
Yes.
but Henry and Simon are here to rescue your cast-offs
Feast your eyes, Ronnie.
and convert them into cash.
£4,000.
That's amazing.
Fabulous profit.
Today, Henry's making promises.
One day, I'm going to find you an item. Hey?
Once upon a time.
Yeah, dream on.
Simon's canoe has that sinking feeling.
There's more coming out your side.
What are you laughing at?
Does it look like a tea bag?
And at the valuation, Ronnie's feeling positive.
Love the warm grey.
Yep.
Fantastic look. Many people would love that for their kitchen.
Today, the boys are heading to Skeffington in Leicestershire to meet a furniture fanatic who's in need of their help.
Aujourd'hui, mon ami, nous allons en la voiture that way.
Caffè con leche, por favore.
Hey? No, that's Italian. Let's stick with the French because the guy we're going to see loves all things from France.
Oh, he does now. He's called Matthew,
Correct.
right? And he brings a load of trinkets over, doesn't he?
Yeah. Furniture.
That'll be all right. I'll find something.
Got the little warehouse here and the yard we stood in, but over the years you fill the space you've got, and now we've got bits falling out the doors.
So Matthew, I was just explaining to Henry that you have done a lot of trading with France.
Yeah, I used to go across to France maybe 4 times a year,
Yeah.
All right.
get a load of goodies,
Okay.
bring them back here, store them in my little warehouse.
So what was your poison? Furniture,
Oh,
antiquities,
anything,
what?
anything that took my fancy. I'll buy anything from vintage cars to a china teacup.
So how did you get into all this?
We used to run a B&B up in Lincolnshire.
Okay.
And there was a regular Japanese guy. He used to come every 2 years for the antique fairs at Lincoln and Newark.
Yeah.
And over time, he introduced us to the business, and in the end, we started buying for him.
Well, so that's how it all started.
Yeah.
So here's what we do, Matthew.
Yeah.
We will go in, we'll take
Yep.
2 items each, and we'll do with them what we will and try and make it a bit of money. How does that
That
sound?
sounds brilliant to me. You can
A
take,
little bit of euro, eh? You know what I mean?
So how do we get in?
pull the chain,
Yeah.
door opens, away you go.
Cheers, mate. We'll see you later.
So the boys are off for a rummage to find 2 items apiece to repurpose, upcycle or repair.
Ouvrez la porte.
That's open the door in French.
Bonjour. Furniture galore, but on top of the furniture, there is a very large, very beautiful item. Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah, canoe.
That.
Well, you can't avoid that, can you? That is the longest canoe I've ever seen.
That's beautiful, isn't it? So the whole thing
Mate.
is like just bent wood, and the interiors are
That's
tiny wooden as well. That's a beautiful thing.
What is the difference between a canoe,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and a kayak?
Canoes are open. The kayaks are the ones with the holes in. This is an official canoe,
Right.
whereas your kayak is the one that you sit in.
Oh, okay. And nothing to do with a canoe.
No, nothing to do with the canoe at all.
I mean, all it's got to do really is float.
It's kind of the proof of the pudding with a canoe, isn't
Yeah.
it? Does it float? And I trust Matthew. I think he's a man that picks up good quality stuff.
Yeah, but he said nothing about being nautical, though, did he?
No, okay.
No.
Anyway, I don't care. I am going to take
Yeah,
a
don't
chance.
blame me.
Yes, that's my first item. I'm going to take a bow.
Oh, yeah? I thought you were feeling a bit stern.
Hey, that's good.
Hey!
Come on, in we go.
So Simon makes a sporty start and Henry's not too far behind him.
Shall I tell you what I love
Yeah, go on.
about the French?
Yeah.
Is style. Everything here has just got style.
Except you.
Talking about styles, which you step over,
Yeah.
that's a, what do they call it?
It's not a pommel horse, is it?
I
Something
think
like
the
that.
pommel horse have they have
that's
hooks.
right, yeah, that's right,
I mean
yeah.
handles on.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's something that you used to jump over. Yeah.
You've never jumped over one of them.
Oh no, it brings back memories, mate.
What? You go in the gym?
Yeah. Interestingly, I used to go to the gym a lot to clean it in detention. And I remember just rubbing stuff like this down.
The only reason you were in the gym was to clean it.
Yeah, I get
That sounds about right.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, come on, what a lovely top. How's about, okay, just first thoughts,
Yeah, go on.
right? If you cut it in half,
Yeah.
you could get 2 for the price of 1 coffee tables.
That's quite a cute idea, that, yeah.
Or it could be something else which I haven't thought of.
No.
All I do know is that we've never seen one before, so we've got to take it.
That is true. That is the rule, isn't it?
Okay, first item.
So we've got a canoe
1 all.
and a vaulting horse.
You don't get better than that, do
No,
you,
you don't
mate?
know.
No.
Now, hang on.
What?
I can see the end of something there.
Oh, yes.
A really gnarly old table. Oh, I'm going round.
Oh, I'll move some stuff off it. Hang on. Yeah, that looks lovely.
Oh, wow,
Oh, mate.
That is cool. Look at that. You've got a bit of paint on it, but I reckon half sanded back and then sealed again with some nice oil and wax.
Yeah.
It's just a gorgeous thing. You've got
Mate.
solid wooden legs. It's simple.
I'll tell you what, mate, do you reckon that was a work table? I mean,
It has been, hasn't it? And it's another example that Matthew's just got an eye, hasn't he? Because most people would walk past that, but that is cool.
yeah, man.
And cool as you like, it's your second find.
Come on then, let's go back here.
So it's 2 points to me and 1 point for Henry, as they say on the Eurovision.
Oh, hang on a sec. Here we go, look.
What?
This.
This?
No, this. Here.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
enough?
yes.
Wow.
Oh, mate. Well, what we've got here is a butcher's block, isn't it?
It's a butcher's block with a back and everything.
Hey.
That is very lovely, isn't it?
Sand that up,
Yeah,
wax it up.
yeah.
That is absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
Funny,
And
isn't it?
perhaps,
Something that's used for chopping dead things up on it is so cool.
and also, you know, it's got a different purpose now, isn't it? Which, I mean, it just looked great in a kitchen.
Yes, country kitchen sideboard, isn't it? That is lovely.
So that's 2 items each. Time to go and see Matthew.
I just grabbed these last minute, mates, otherwise we could be up the creek without them. Matthew, I'll start as I have these in
I
my
think
hand.
you should.
That beautiful canoe.
That came from a warehouse in France. I've got a clue what I was going to do with it, but I just couldn't resist it.
The same. And I'm going to give it some love. I'm going to get it back to
Yeah.
its former glory. My second choice, I think, is equally as lovely. This gorgeous old kind of
The
workbench.
French farmhouse table. I had the intention of smoothing the top,
Yep.
but it's like all things, it's getting round to it.
Well,
Love it like that.
I'll get round
You
to
would?
it for you, mate. Yeah.
Now, Matthew, what's that, a vaulting horse or something?
A vaulting horse, I think, yes.
Yeah.
Where did you come by that? Don't say
that's-
from a gym.
No, that's from a local dealer. That's the only English item you've picked.
Of all the French style, I
And you get
picked
the English bit.
a British vaulting horse. Hey, now then, tell me the butcher's block is French.
Are we?
Oh,
Yes.
came from a dealer over there or what?
The same dealer, actually, that the canoe came from.
So I'm just going to do something lovely with that.
So what do you think of our picks, of all the stuff you had?
Well, I'm bound to say you got some good items, because everything in there is a great piece of kit.
It's the right thing to say, my
No,
friend.
but it is true.
And as they say on the other side of the water, mate, merci beaucoup.
Je vous en prie.
So 3 French and 1 British find are heading their way to the workshops. Simon O'Brien and Henry Cole are upcycling discards into dough.
Oh, hang on a minute.
They both picked 2 items from Matthew's sheds.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Now Simon's outside his workshop and plotting a future for the French canoe.
Canoe, see what I've got?
Why'd you do it?
It's beautiful. Come on, let's get the jet wash, give it a good clean back, and if the water stays in, the water will stay out. Let's get cracking. Oof. What are you laughing at?
Does it look like a tea bag? It's absolutely dropping out.
Do you know, I was really optimistic about this, but I'm starting to get that sinking feeling. Let's give it some thought. A couple of coats of looking at.
Time for a plan B. And while they're thinking of one...
It's a bit of a project.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The legs are definitely oak, but I just love all the history of cutting that's gone on this table. I would like to sand it back, get rid of all of the paint. I still want to see all the scores in it, and then sealed. Leave the legs kind of just waxed so you got that kind of, okay. All right, I'll leave you to get on with it because you're good at that kind of stuff.
Thanks, mate.
At the farm, furniture restorer Shirley and her lab Harris are checking out the butcher's block, which needs to be cleaned up because of its past use.
Because this was a butcher's block, it's full of bacteria. I'm going to sanitise it using household products. So I'm just going to sprinkle some bicarbonate of soda. This can be abrasive, so you have to be careful what type of wood you put it on. I'm just going to squeeze the lemon juice over the top. So I'm just going to work the bicarbonate soda and lemon juice into the wood. It really will clean into the grain. So, and finally, just a rinse with hot water. It really smells divine with all that hot lemon. Wow, look at the colours coming through.
Cleaning up after Henry is the theme of the day, as Shirley is straight on to his second item.
So I think what we're going to do with this is make it into two pieces of furniture. So we could retain this as a bench, and the bottom half we could make it into a table. So we're going to have to paint it, but the first thing, of course, is sanding it.
So a newly painted table and stool is the idea. But now the biggest task is stripping away decades of deposits left by sweaty hands and feet.
I think it would be great to try and save it. So first of all, I'm going to give it a good going over with just a household carpet cleaner to see if we can bring up the colour. Just going to go over it again now with the wire brush to try and bring up the fibres. Ugh, I hate to think what's in there. Who needs to go to the gym?
And who needs a canoe with loads of holes in it?
Plan B. Let's turn this canoe into a hammock.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? But what we're going to do, most importantly, is we're going to turn this into a hammock without damaging this canoe. Because that means that if in future, this beautiful old boat, someone wants to really do it as a project and get it on the water again, then we won't have done any harm to it.
Yeah, it's a shame to wreck it, isn't it?
It is. So we've got to create a platform inside. Again, just sat in, we're not going to drill in. And that's our hammock to lie on. Okay. Fill it full of cushions, hang it on ropes. There you go. What could be easier?
Sailing it.
So that's going to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Next job, rope.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Which Simon dips in hot wax to stop the ends from fraying. And in her workshop, Gemma is also drawn into Simon's madcap scheme.
Simon has set me a challenge to make sleeves for some rope that is going to hang a canoe that is now a hammock. I'm using hessian and wadding, which are quite thick raw materials, not easy to sew through. It's going to take a while. But to be honest, it's quite therapeutic. And it's taken me away from all of this madness.
From one French piece to another, and restorer Phil is busy filling all of the cracks in the table.
So I think the best thing to use for this is like a high grab adhesive, but it had to be clear because we want a high gloss varnish the top of it, so this will stop it all from seeking through. And also, the reason why we're using this stuff is because it's paintable. If it was just like a silicone-based one, we wouldn't be able to use it because the varnish wouldn't stick to it.
And talking of varnish,
Phil's done a great job of sealing up this table. This is a full gloss yacht varnish we're using because, of course, it wants to be wipeable if you're going to use it as a dining table. Always worries me, this stuff. It looks purple when it comes out.
back in Shirley's workshop, she's given the butcher's block the woodworm treatment.
So I have used an 80 grit in the side of the table that's got the really deep grooves. We've kept the patina, but it's given it a smoother feel. And on this side, which was already quite smooth, because I think it's been a left-handed butcher, we've used a 120 grit, which is finer, and it's just taking that rough edge off it.
Next, it will be a coat of paint for the legs to contrast with the natural wood. Whilst that dries, Shirley can also add some colour to Henry's second item, the vaulting horse.
So I've chosen this fantastic flamenco shade, which I think will really complement the suede top. Now, this paint doesn't require any primers, so it's just sand and straight on, which is great. So I think this will take 2, possibly 3 coats, and each time you're building the depth of your colour.
Though the finish of the paint is pleasing, the condition of the cleaned up suede is anything but.
It's now dried, and as you can see, I cannot get the stains out.
But as an experienced furniture restorer, Shirley knows that even the tattiest of pieces may reveal hidden secrets.
Wow, what a beautiful piece of fabric.
On the other side of the suede is a piece of ageing leather, which means a totally different plan of waxing and buffing.
It's always a good idea when you're applying wax to a fabric like this to give circular motions, and that avoids getting streaks. I think this colour is really going to be beautiful.
With the first batch of restorations well underway, it's now time for a second rummage. And the boys are in Leicestershire to meet a scaffolder and petrolhead called Simon.
My hobby is just collecting stuff and unusual things that people don't normally have and don't normally like, I like. And now, time to have a bit of a clear out, I think.
Is it just auto memorabilia or other stuff?
Cast iron stuff I love.
Oh, yeah?
And even when they make cast iron now,
Yeah.
it's just not the same.
The old stuff's the best stuff.
Really? Well, look.
Yeah.
If we can have a rummage, we'll get 2 items each,
Yeah.
we'll take them away, restore them, upcycle them, do what we will. We'll try and make some money.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Okay, look, well, we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, thank you
All
very
right,
much.
okay, mate.
So, round 2.
Nice, look at that.
And the boys are after a pair of items each,
Oh my God,
in need of a new home and some TLC.
and a Harley Sportster, 1200 by the look of things.
So I distract him by pointing out something I know he will fall in love with. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
There's your first item.
Oh my word, you're right. That is absolutely fantastic. And it's something like that that's got that kind of industrial vibe, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you could, once it's done up, that's in a house.
That would look cool in anyone's house.
Look, one day, I'm going to find you an item, hey?
Once upon a time.
Yeah, dream on.
That is cool, but that is very cool.
Great, mate. Look, thank you so much.
Okay, a couple of little stoves, one old one, one brand new one. Oh, hello. Look at this.
What's that, post box?
Isn't it just?
Mate, it's massively cool.
I think someone's repurposed it themselves for their own personal mailbox. It's obviously been whacked at some point. Someone's reversed into it or something. But that, mate, is absolutely first class.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. First class. Yeah, I like it.
So 1 find each. Time to take the search to another level.
Come on, upstairs.
What do you reckon? Bit of cubby hole large.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. You could do something with these, surely.
They're solid, aren't they?
Hey, look, so there's 4 of them.
There's 2 different sets, isn't there? The pair of this and the pair of a different design.
Yeah.
What if they became kind of an asymmetrical pair of chairs? So kind of a pair, but you tie them in by using the same wood or the same colour scheme.
Okay, so they're pair, but they're different.
Correct.
Okay, I like that. Look, hang on.
You found me my second item. You have such an eye for these things. There must be something for you.
Simon says often all the best things are upstairs. Well, I'm sorry, it's difficult to push a motorcycle upstairs, isn't it?
Just before you start, there's something important I must do, okay?
Oh, don't be like that.
Your smile, I see my home. With you, I'll never be alone. You're my sunshine after rain, my comfort through the pain. With you, my heart feels whole. In your love, I find my soul. Happiness with you, my dear. There's a melody so clear. Morning light upon your face. In your heart, I find my place. Every laugh, every tear. With you, there's nothing to fear. We'll write our story page by page. In this love, we'll never age. Through the highs and through the lows, our love forever grows. You're my sunshine after rain, my comfort through the pain. With you, my heart feels whole. In your love, I'll find my soul. Happiness with you, my dear. There's a melody so clear. Hand in hand, we'll face the night. With you, everything feels right. In your kiss, I taste the stars. Together, we'll go far. When the world feels cold and gray, with you, I find my way. Every step side by side. In your love, I'll always confide. We'll build a life on dreams and trust. In each other, find our lust. Through the storms, through the calm. In your embrace, I find my balm. You're my sunshine after rain, my comfort through the pain. With you, my heart feels whole. In your love, I find my soul. Happiness with you, my dear. There's a melody so clear. In this dance of life we weave. In your love, I believe.
I'm not going to eulogise for long.
Well, just in case, carry on.
Can I just tell you about the Honda ST50? These in the 70s were just really cool little sort of commuter bikes, but the holy grail is a mint original one from the 70s, and there you have it in red. Thanks very much.
Is that it?
My work here is achieved. We are done.
I shall stand up and go and find my namesake. Come on.
Simon, we've had a right ball today. Can I go first?
Yeah, go on.
Simon spotted this beautiful cabinet. Tell me about this.
I bought it out of an industrial company that was closing down. When I got it, it had all like oils and stuff like that.
Mate, well look, I'd love to take that. Hey, now look, moving on, tell me about your ST50.
I'm mad for them, I love them.
Do you?
I had them as a child, and now all me and my mates go out on them. And
well look, all I want to do is give that some love.
yeah.
I'll join in. You know, you did mention you have a love for all things cast iron, so I thought it only right if I took some bench ends.
Yeah.
Where'd you pick them up?
It was outside someone's garden with sale price, and I pulled up and bought them.
Not my second item. Not every day we come across one of them. Where did you get your post box?
So that come from a car boot sale.
If it's all right, I think I'd like to take that away and give it a second life.
Yeah, that's what it needs.
Listen, thanks, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. You got some lovely stuff.
So another eclectic quartet of finds are heading for the workshops. Simon O'Brien and Henry Cole,
Oh my God!
are turning unwanted stuff into folding stuff.
Hello.
They both picked 2 items from Simon's sheds.
They're solid, aren't they?
And at the farm, Skid is sizing up the metal tool caddy.
The job for today is this lovely little unit, but first what I've got to do is get it cleaned up. So I'm going to airline it first, and then I'm going to jet wash it, and I'll start working out the best way to tackle it.
And while Skid jet washes, Henry's on cleaning duties too, with the little Honda.
So I'm just lavishing some detergent-y stuff. Oh, what do you want?
Well, I was just coming for a look, if that's all right. I love these. No, don't do... No.
The Honda mini bike was first introduced in the swinging 60s, and it quickly became a fashionable runaround. It remains a key vintage collectible, and with a well-maintained model, Henry could be sitting on a potential gold mine.
first cursory look, I think it's all right.
In Liverpool, the second batch of restorations are also underway. And Phil's got a surprise in his workshop.
Well, this is an unusual item to bring back. A nice old post box. Only problem is with this, the stand has got a big bend in it. So I'll need to get the stand off and see if we can straighten it. Let's see how it's fixed. It is just bolts. Should be able to get that off. A little extensione bar. Let's see if this is going to be easy or hard. Let's try the bottom ones. Ooh, that's tight. I think there could be a song in this drum beat.
Please don't, Phil. And next, the postbox needs a paint job. Inside, Simon's working on the bench ends.
First thing to do is to measure up for the new slat work.
Not only are they going to be colourful, but also asymmetrical. Time to order in the wood.
So I need 11 metres of 60 times 25. And I can use a softwood because they're going to be painted to keep costs down. That's what I've got to order.
After doing his sums, it's time to prep for painting.
And that.
In his workshop, Skid's fixed some of the broken and bent mesh on the tool caddy.
That's not perfect. It's a lot better than it was.
Then there's a call to be made outside.
All right.
Skid feels the caddy could go for powder coating, but Henry thinks they should do the work themselves.
I tell you what, here comes the divine intervention.
Yes. I think that could be quite a good shout. If I do this bottom bit, linish that, we can have a look and then imagine what the whole thing would look like.
Yeah, got it.
Because I think if we do linish it, it should only be this chassis, the outer.
I agree.
Leave the gauzes alone, and then we'll have a look, and then we'll decide if we're doing the whole thing.
OK, and shall I plug you in?
Yes, please. Now, I wouldn't polish it any more than that.
We know that finish well.
We do.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's surprisingly, when you wax it, as long as it's in a fairly dry shed, it doesn't rust badly.
OK, let's do that.
Linishing is using a grinder to sand down rough surfaces like the tool caddy. It's going to be a long day for Skid, as next he has the little Honda to tackle.
These things are quite rare, especially in this condition, all original. So I'm just going to get the wheels off, spray them silver, and I'm just going to get it looking as best I can for resale so that we maximise profit. At last.
With potentially a big payday at stake, Skid has been careful not to over-restore.
They always say with motorbikes, if you can get the wheels looking nice, it adds value. The rest of it we're going to leave as it is, and if someone buys it and wants to do an absolutely concourse restoration, they can. We're not doing anything irreversible.
I hope you're on good overtime, Skid, as by the time both wheels match, night is drawing in. But at least it's a job well done.
Doesn't that look fantastic with the wheels painted like that? It's well in keeping with the rest of the bike. All we've got to do now is get Alan to fettle the engine. We can go for a ride out.
Meanwhile, Postman Simon calls for Gemma.
Special delivery for Miss Longworth.
Oh, I like this.
It's cool, isn't it?
It is.
So Phil's given it a respray.
Yeah.
Pillbox red.
Of course.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The pole is away with Ian either getting straightened or replaced.
Yeah.
But this just needs a little bit of detail.
It does, doesn't it? I know just the thing. Are we going to pick these out in gold?
Yes, you are.
Brilliant.
See you later.
Lovely.
And while Gemma picks out the details, Simon's off to buy an LED light to turn it into a lamp. LED, light emitting diode. And Simon has his own special delivery for Phil.
There you go, Phil.
There's the wood.
So all needs cutting down 500 long.
OK.
21 of them if you can.
There, no 500?
21 and 500, please. OK, thank you.
After Phil's handiwork, it's over to Gemma to realise Simon's bold plan.
So the frame of the bench is burgundy and these wooden slats are going green. I think it's a great colour scheme. Finally, Simon is starting to see sense when it comes to colours.
In Shirley's workshop, she has repurposed some old scaffolding boards into a tabletop as the vaulting horse from the first barn search completes its transformation.
Ooh la la!
All that's left is to see if it's in keeping with Henry's vision.
OK, look, I'm slightly speechless. Firstly, the colour.
It makes the whole thing pop.
It does, doesn't it? So look, I said try and save the suede.
Well, I tried to clean it. The dirt was so ingrained, so I found cream leather on the other side.
That's the same piece.
The dirty suede
But
is on the
upside
other
down.
side. Yep.
Shirley, that's great. I love it. I think Ronnie is going to love the finish.
And Shirley's also finishing off the butcher's block.
So the last thing remaining to do is just attach the handle. There we are, that's nice and secure. Well, I really am pleased with this. Hello, Harris. I think Harris likes the bench too.
Meanwhile, at the Liverpool workshop, there's a bit of a party atmosphere brewing.
Madam, you'd be like the lady of the lake. You know, go on.
Oh, this is brilliant. Go and give us a swing. Oh, I love it.
That's so cool, isn't it?
Oh, it's so nice. It's very relaxing.
Yeah. Because this team is what we do.
Yes, it is.
Well, you look comfy there, Gemma. Should we leave it to
I
you?
am, yeah. Oh, yeah, come on.
Are you happy with that? Oh.
We'll do something else, come on.
Like the rustic French table.
4 coats of yacht varnish on the top, legs just clean and waxed, and that is why I think this works. The gloss finish of the table surface against just kind of the natural oak legs just looks lovely. Who wouldn't want that?
So the teams will be hoping their hard work will pay off at the valuation. Simon and Henry found 4 unwanted items at Matthew's place. Now they've been transformed. But what will he think? We've sent him pictures of the restorations to find out.
Wow, they look fantastic, actually. That's a nice piece, that. He's done well with that, Henry. Wow, the canoe. I don't think there's many of those about. I'm very impressed with that.
Well, Matthew seemed pleasantly surprised.
Didn't he?
But now it's time to get in the man who knows the numbers.
Antiques expert and valuer Ronnie Archer-Morgan started his long career upcycling furniture, so he's well placed to know the true value of restored items.
Well, I can't see the wood for the wood.
There's a lot of wood.
That's a very innovative use of a vaulting horse.
Yeah.
Love the colourway.
Yeah, same here.
I mean, that was suede when I was at school. It's probably been reversed or stripped. It's very good. And I like it. Very clever use.
Yeah.
I love chopping blocks.
That was another Shirley, which obviously...
You'd have to sterilise the top, though, to make it purposeful.
I think she sterilised it, mate.
I love the look.
I think that's beautiful.
Do you?
Yeah.
This has been flooded with varnish. It looks great. It looks like polyurethane. It makes it fit for purpose.
And then, of course, there's the...
And the canoe is always a canoe.
By the way, I assure you, the reason it's a hammock is because it does have the odd hole.
Do you know how many people it can take?
2 people, comfortably.
2. And you've got to have a strong branch of a tree.
Yeah.
Cedar of Lebanon or something like
there
that,
you
with
go.
those branches that sweep out. No, I like it all. It's the brain cells working. I can see them thinking, what can I do with this canoe?
Shall I go first
Yeah,
then?
go for it, mate.
Ronnie, let's start with a little kitchen table.
Well, that's obviously been in a workshop.
Yeah.
I just love the distressed look.
The work table just needed some serious TLC. Now it's feeling loved again. £10 spent on varnish.
And it looks good. No, I like it. I'd value that at about £150.
OK.
That's a solid profit of £140.
OK, let's keep things swinging along nicely. Let's talk about the canoe hammock.
You know, I think it's a great look, and I love the thought process.
The canoe's days on the water are over. Now it's an eccentric and comfy hammock. £70 spent on rope and cushions.
Someone's got the tree to hang it from because they've got to have that facility, and so it is limited. Well, I think someone would be happy to pay £275 for that.
Not bad.
That's a sail-away profit of £205.
Talking about repurposing, shall we start with the vaulting horse?
Yeah, well, honestly, that takes me back to school. I mean, I still love circuit training, but it's odd to see it leather and not suede.
Clever, man.
Turn the skin, yeah, it's great.
The gym vault was unused and unwanted. Now it's been repurposed. £10 spent on paint.
It's low, it's like a coffee table. It's like something for a den. I value that at £200.
Oh, OK, mate. All right, not bad.
That's a sporting profit of £190.
OK, so good start. Right, butcher's block, Ronnie.
Love it. I love butcher's blocks. Love the warm grey.
Yep.
With the wood.
The butcher's block was in storage and in need of a new home. Now it would grace any kitchen, old or new. £10 spent on paint and oil.
Fantastic look. Many people would love that for their kitchen. £220 all day long.
OK, I think that's fair.
That's a profit of £210.
Bit of mental math, taking off our costs, adding together all the profit. That means that Matthew will be receiving £745.
That's a decent profit. Wow, I'm very impressed with that. All the items they've taken, they've transformed them. It's just nice to know that the pieces will get used again.
I mean, that is repurposing, upcycling at its very best, that canoe, isn't it?
Thank you, Ronnie, as usual.
Well done, guys.
So Ronnie's chuffed. Let's hope for the same at the second valuation. Dukes of Junk, Simon O'Brien and Henry Cole
Everything here has just got style.
are turning leftovers into lolly. The choices from Matthew's sheds made a profit of £745.
Wow, I'm very impressed with that.
And so it's game on as the teams finish off the restorations from the second barn belonging to Simon. Starting with the tool caddy. And Skids cut some rubber matting for the top and shelves.
There we go. I think that looks great.
Oh, yes, Willison. How divine. Oh, and I say, look, the rubber mats for extra purchase.
Yeah,
hey?
and they're on each shelf. No expense spared. We've diversified the use of it. It's
okay.
not only for engine oil or whatever. That could go in a house now.
I get it, mate, because that is something very special.
And Henry's team has checked everything is in working order with the Honda.
Here we go. It's a first-time starter.
So the man himself needs to test it before the valuation.
I'll tell you what, just the minute you get on something like this, it exudes fun, right? In no way is this a utilitarian vehicle. It's all about smiles per mile. Ready? Okay, ready? Hiya! Whoa! That's just fantastic. And I'll tell you what, it's quite nippy for a 50cc. And if you've got a caravan or you've got a little boat or something like that, have it on the back of, it's the perfect means of conveyance to go to your favourite restaurant.
And the postbox has been saved too. The shaft has been straightened by the blacksmith and it's almost good to go.
Right, once these are all on, it will be time to test this LED band light we bought and fitted. I chose that for two reasons. One, it's the right shape, but also LED gives you so much light with so little power as compared to standard lighting. So good for the environment, good for everything. All in place. Let's turn those house lights off. Oh, they use so much energy anyway. Love that. That's cool.
Lastly, Simon and Phil have the bench ends to reassemble.
And that's number 2. There you go. Kind of on repair, kind of on repair. What do you think?
Gorgeous. It's the colour scheme, isn't it?
But of course, Phil, it's not a chair unless it...
Oh, go on.
Oh, yes.
The past the strength test. It's taken my weight.
I wasn't going to say it. Another nice piece of work from what was just some bench ends lying around.
But will they be sitting pretty at the valuation? Henry and Simon found another 4 unwanted items at Simon's place. Now they've been upcycled or restored. But what will they think about what the boys have done? We've sent him pictures to find out.
Oh, the industrial cabinet. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's beautiful, that is. That's what that needed. Oh, they're nice. We're in a throwaway plastic world. They can sit in someone's garden and tell some more stories, can't they?
Well, Simon seemed impressed.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him, but...
Yeah, will Ronnie be?
Will he?
Yeah.
Hey,
Should we
let's
go then?
get him in. Hey, Ronnie. How you doing, mate? All
Hi
right.
there. How are you both?
Yeah, good, man. Good, I think. OK, well, look, Ronnie, there you go.
That's so cool.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Ronnie?
I think it's nice. Did you sandblast it?
No, we linished it.
No, I like that.
Yeah,
in the
mate.
right place, you know, in a workshop, in a kitchen.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I like it. I do love asymmetricality. An unmatched pair is what we call this. And they're bench ends.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Made into chairs. I love that. People wouldn't realise, but that's clever. Very nice. And this is a sort of moody light that should go in a pub called the Queen's Head or something like that.
I like that.
That's great. I love the way you would lamp anything.
Not wrong there.
No, it's great. Love it. And of course, a monkey bike.
Yeah, man.
And you've left it in its original condition, original patina.
Yeah.
You've just brought it back to current use. You've done a great job on that. You guys are clever.
Great, man. Let's get down to business then, shall we?
Let's start with the bench ends, now a pair of chairs.
I just love the way you've thought that out. You've just put short slats and made them into armchairs, which will go either side of a bench in the garden.
The bench ends were of no use and were fit for scrap. Now it's a pair of chairs. £30 spent on wood and paint.
Love the colourway, love the repurposing of the bench ends. £200.
OK, mate.
That's a comfy profit of £170.
Right, let's move on, shall we? Here you go, that's my last post.
I just love it. Very atmospheric, that would be in an interior.
The postbox has been out of use for yonks. Now it's a clever lamp. £25 spent on paint and lighting.
I love it, I think it's great, and I think someone would be happy to pay £250 for it.
Oh, man, that is first class.
That's delivered a profit of £225.
Let's start with the monkey bike.
Nostalgic appeal again. It's very nice. They're very popular.
The little Honda hadn't been ridden for years. Now it's in full working order. £50 spent on brake shoes and paint.
And I think because that is original, people will be delighted to pay £2,500 for that.
Well, yeah, I think that's fair, mate.
That's a profit of £2,450.
Right, cabinet.
I like that. I really do. It's like an old larder. You can use it for storage in a workshop or something like that. You could keep your DVDs, CDs, books, whatever.
And the tool caddy was rusty and unused. Now it's very much back in business. £10 spent on matting.
I love it. £150.
Oh, OK, mate. I'll go with that.
That's a profit of £140.
Hey, so that's incredible, right? So Simon's going to be receiving, wait for it, £2,985.
It's really good, and it means I can go and play and buy something else. And hopefully, if they want to come back and turn it into more again, they can do.
So there's £745 in Matthew's bank account. And Simon has a total of £2,985 to look forward to. The biggest profit today being made by the monkey bike.
I'll tell you what, Si, this is amazing. We are upcycling, reusing
rescuing, mate.
Rescuing is the word.
And you know what? I think with this lot, we were in full swing.
And if you put your legs out like that, you swing a bit more.